Hey, Alexia.
Hey, Foster.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah. So we have recorded more than 275 episodes of Inglês no Rádio. We would love to record many, many more. But as you guys know, podcasters don't make much money. It's not the most lucrative career. So for more than the last year, we have been traveling the world taking care of dogs to save money so we don't have to pay rent. And unfortunately, we found out this weekend that I developed a deadly, deadly dog allergy. And we can't do it anymore, and we can't pay the bills.
It's horrible.
That was the best I could think
No,
of.
amor. You had
April Fools.
April Fools. You had to get better at that.
At that, nice.
Yes, April Fools, everyone. É mentira. We are continuing. Inglês no Rádio. Uhul.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would fall for that joke. I hope not.
Oh my God, it was horrible.
But, okay, today we're going to talk about April Fools. But for the time being, and certainly the near future, at least the next year, Inglês no Rádio will continue. The show will go on because we love doing this and we love dogs.
We are here, yeah.
And if I develop a deadly dog allergy, I'm going to go to the best doctor I can find and fix that, or die petting a dog, loving it.
No, seriously, from everything that you could ever create, you created the worst prank ever.
Why?
Because you could have said like, so it's time for us to move on to create new projects. So Inglês no Rádio is not, I think that we should stop at the highest and not at the lowest.
Stop at the peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not funny.
But it's not supposed to be funny.
It's very dark humor coming from my end. So anyway, today is April Fool's, the 1st of April.
So sorry, Cambly. Sorry for that. We'll let you know by email before we release this episode that it's just a prank. Don't worry. Everything's okay.
I think we should end most of our Cambly ads by saying, sorry, Cambly. Sorry for getting very distracted in our ads sometimes. Anyway, Alexia, I wanted to start talking about first just the pronunciation of April Fools. So we say April Fool's Day, or you can just say today's April Fools.
Yeah. So when I write April Fool's Day, fools is plural, right?
Yes.
And then you have the apostrophe S from the day.
Right. There's an apostrophe after the S.
Only after the S. You don't have to put another S after the apostrophe.
No, you don't do that. When it's already plural, you just add an apostrophe at the end.
Huh. I knew that. I just wanted to make a point here.
Oh, that's great. So a quick note on pronunciation. Fools is a very difficult word for a lot of Brazilians to pronounce because it has the final L sound, which in linguistics, if you are a linguistics nerd, we call that the dark L. So try to say that word for me, Alexia. Say fools.
Fools.
Excellent.
Thank
Excellent. Yeah. So this is a really difficult sound, honestly, but the two quick tips you can do, a lot of our students, first, they're making too much of a circle with their mouth, so they will say foo, ooh, 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 and you don't need to do that. So you can relax your lips and then just really try to exaggerate that last sound, because it kind of starts at the front of your mouth, then it goes back, and then it comes again. So it's like you're making a little wave in your mouth and saying fools.
Fools.
Excellent, Alexia.
Yeah, I know that.
Great job. Great job. So second topic of the day, I wanted to talk to you about the word gullible. I know you know what this means now, but first just try the pronunciation. Gullible.
Gullible.
Perfect. Okay. Do you know what it means to be gullible?
I am gullible.
Alexia is extremely gullible.
I believe in everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe in everything that people that I trust tell me.
Right.
Yeah, so one day when we were applying to this house sitting, do you remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this was maybe one of your worst gullible moments. So I can tell the story really fast because it is funny. So we had to have a call with the person that we were going to house sit for. And it was going to be a 3-way conference call. And Alexia was a little nervous because we were not sure if the phone was going to work correctly.
Yeah, I was in Brazil, in Rio. Foster was here.
Yeah.
Different time zones. At the time, it was like 3 hours difference.
It was complicated. So anyway, I called the person. I talked to her. Everything was fine. We couldn't connect Alexia via iPhone.
Yeah, but Foster didn't tell me that. So I was waiting on my bed.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Looking at my phone, waiting for it.
Getting more and more nervous. So then I decided to call Alexia and tell her, oh, everything's cool. We got the house sit. We're going to Charleston. It's going to be great. And I wanted to just do a quick joke with Alexia. So in my most ridiculous voice possible, I was like, hey, Alexia, this is Rachel. And you're like, oh, hey, Rachel, so nice to meet you. I'm like, it's very nice to, I never talked to a Brazilian before. And you're like, oh, I'm so happy to be your first one. And that continued for
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
A solid 3 minutes. Yeah.
And then I just noticed that it was you because you asked me about Trump. Do you remember that?
I was trying to get you to understand the joke. But yeah, so you're very gullible, which means you are very easy to persuade, or you easily believe in things if someone tells you something.
Yeah, I'm not easy to persuade, to be persuaded. I'm easy to believe.
Yeah. Well, in general, these are like with jokes or fast situations. You know, it's normally not like you're trying to persuade someone to change their religion.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, did you hear the news? The first contact with Martians happened yesterday. You didn't see it? It's everywhere. Alexia would be like, meu Deus, eu estava trabalhando, nossa.
Where'd you see that?
Yeah. So a good word to know. It's gullible.
Gullible.
Cool. Anyway, so April Fool's is a day full of pranks. It's all about pranks. Alexia, how would you translate the word pranks?
Trote ou pegadinha.
Perfect.
Yeah, when you have pranks during college, is trote for us. And this kind of things for April Fool's Day is pegadinha.
Yeah, I would say pegadinha is a much better translation because this has nothing to do with like university or anything.
Yeah.
It's just small little jokes that you play on people on April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But sometimes the jokes are a little bit bigger and awesome. So just a couple of really famous April Fool's Day pranks. Alexia, are you ready?
Yeah.
So in 1957, the BBC, the British channel, you know, they had a show that I think was like a series or something, but it was like a documentary series. And they did an entire episode about how pasta can grow on trees now. And now that everyone in Europe could have their little pasta tree and fresh pasta every day.
Yeah, it was in 54, so I would believe that.
It was what?
54, right? 1954?
I said 1957.
1957. So way before computers and things like that. So imagine you are at home watching the news at 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And BBC would be saying that.
Yeah, but I feel like in the 1950s, most people had a better understanding of like farming and agriculture. And they still like walked outdoors and didn't use their iPhones. So I think they'd be like, I've never seen a pasta tree. There's no way that's true. Anyway, that's a good one. The Brits are famously good at pranks.
Yeah.
So another one that I really liked was pretty recently, I think like 10 years ago. So we have the Liberty Bell in the United States, which is in Philadelphia. And it's just a symbol of American independence. And I think like 10 years ago, Taco Bell, the disgusting food chain.
We have it in São Paulo.
Yeah, not a big fan of Taco Bell. But anyway, they said that they were purchasing the Liberty Bell, and now it's the Taco Liberty Bell, or the Taco Bell Liberty Bell. And that they were doing this to help relieve the national debt, and a ton of people believed it. And you had lawmakers talking about it like, you know, we don't want to call it the Taco Liberty Bell, but we do need help with the national debt. And one more, last but not least, very recently, not super recently, maybe 10 years ago, there was a prank about redefining pie. Do you know what pie is?
Pi, o número pi.
Yeah. So we're not talking about pie like cakes.
Yeah.
Same pronunciation. But we are talking about pi, the numeric representation of the ratio of the circumference of a circle in comparison to its diameter. Obviously, I was reading that.
Of course.
But we all know that pi is like 3.1457 da 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 da.
I only know to 3.14, and that's it.
Yeah, I think me too, yeah. But it's a never-ending number, super complicated. So there was a prank that they said a lot of scientists have decided just to keep pi at 3. It's much more simple, and there's no reason that everyone should try to memorize all of these numbers, which scientifically makes no sense because it has nothing to do with the ratio of circles.
I don't even know why they teach this at school.
Because it's very important that one number can represent, no matter how big
How
a
many
circle
times
gets.
did you use pi in your life?
Not very often, but it kind of like explains a lot of the geometry of the universe. So I don't think we need to learn the number. I don't think we should change it to
learn
3.
the meaning of it, and that's it. But not like all the formulas and things like that, and get us very, very complicated things to do.
I agree. Anyway, like 10 years ago, some people said, we're just changing it to 3 now, which again makes no sense scientifically, but a lot of people were like, hey, that's a great idea. Even to the point where a lot of senators and lawmakers in the state of Alabama, very close to our state, tried to pass legislation saying, yeah, this is a good idea. We don't like pi. Let's just keep it at 3. And then the pranksters, the people that did the prank, had to say, like, yeah, we were joking. That's not going to work.
Have you ever did a prank?
Have I ever done a prank?
Yeah.
Do you want to say it correctly?
Have you ever done a prank?
Oh, yeah, I've done many, many pranks.
But one that you remember that it was like incredible?
Not off the top of my head for April Fools.
I'll never do that because I'm always a person that used to go to high school or elementary school or even college, and I would be like, Dia da mentira, you're not saying anything to me. I don't care. I'm not believing anyone today. Today is my day to not believe it you. I don't care.
Yeah. So everyone be careful today. Don't believe anything you hear unless, of course, it could potentially be true.
Maybe because nowadays it's really hard to believe in some things as well, and all of those are true.
Shit, man. April Fools mixed with fake news. It's complicated.
And real news as well that I can't believe.
Yes, and yeah. The real news coming from Inglês no Cru is that we are here to stay. We would never leave you guys. We love you, and we will see you on April 2nd, and it will be a normal day.
Okay. So, see you tomorrow.